better have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
How's it going, guys? I'm Andrew.
I'm Chris.
And welcome back, back to Baller's Basement. Welcome back, guys. We're happy to have you here. And today we have an NBA rumor report. The only reason I'm saying this is a rumor because, when it comes to the NBA and trades, anything's subjective or subject to change. So I'm going to leave it as a rumor, but via Bleacher Report and via ESPN, they both said the Cavs are no longer pursuing Paul George or Jimmy Butler after Kevin Love didn't generate enough trade interest. Now, Chris, what do you think about this?
It sounds like it could be true because I don't really think a lot of teams really want Kevin Love. But if this is true, LeBron is probably leaving in 2018. So he'll probably leave, and I think that it'll be Cleveland's fault if he leaves at this point.
I mean, the LeBron leaving in 2018 rumors and stipulation, they've been picking up tremendously within the past couple of days. So it's building up some steam. Yeah. So my thing is, it makes sense that the teams they're trying to work with wouldn't want a Kevin Love. I mean, Chicago, if they get rid of Jimmy Butler, they want draft picks. They're trying to rebuild. If you have an Indiana, they don't want Kevin Love in return. They probably want draft picks. And it seems like they haven't been able to negotiate with a third team in order to make everybody happy. And I mean, I'm not saying this has to do with David Griffin being, ousted as their, GM within the past couple of days, but it could be, the fact that they're not able to land a deal, because it seemed like the Cavs actually had some steam and some, hope with getting Paul George or Jimmy Butler, especially a Paul George with an expiring contract. It seemed that the Cavs were the, one of the big contenders of getting him, because they would pay high for a rental. Exactly. So,
but I think one of the problems is Dan Gilbert is trying to negotiate trades, and it's not really his area of expertise. I think David Griffin was better. And I think that what they should have done is not fire him until they had somebody to replace him. Because now I'm hearing Chauncey Billups is iffy on taking the job.
Yeah.
So, and the draft is tonight. So, I don't know what they really plan on doing.
I don't know who else they could trade a Kevin Love for. If they were up to me, if I were Chauncey Billups, I would try to see, okay, look, I can't get a Paul George if they're really not pursuing Paul George or Jimmy Butler anymore. I can't get a Jimmy Butler. I would try to keep Kevin Love in that case and try to trade some other pieces like an Iman Shumpert to Channing Frye, whoever else, to see if I can acquire Carmelo Anthony to add to Kevin Love. If you could do that, that's also dangerous. And if you could bolster your bench, they say, if Chauncey Billups takes a job, he has connections with some former players that he could potentially try to convince to come and bolster the Cavs bench. So I would, if you can't get rid of Kevin Love for those two big fish, I wouldn't get rid of him, period. And I would just try to see if there's another way you can acquire a Carmelo Anthony, because it seems like they just want him gone at this point in New York. They just want him gone. Phil Jackson wants him gone. And I don't think the asking price would be
best bet right now, because that was their number 3 option.
Yeah.
Which is Carmelo Anthony. And I think that since the Knicks are planning on getting rid of, they're talking about getting rid of Porzingis. Only problem is if they don't get rid of Porzingis, they'll have more big men than they need.
Yeah, and my thing is right now,
so
I think
it's a little weird.
I think their shot at getting a Carmelo Anthony without giving up a Kevin Love is kind of real, because how could you justify giving up Kevin Love for Carmelo Anthony if you're the Knicks? The way they've, downplayed his abilities and his fit, and they're just trying to get rid of him at any cost. They just want him gone. So I think the Cavs, if they can't get Jimmy and they can't get Paul George, they should focus in on seeing if they can get a Carmelo Anthony, as long as it doesn't require them to give up Kevin Love. If you have to give up Kevin Love for Carmelo, I don't know about that trade. Maybe
that
if you
contract of Carmelo Anthony, it's a real big one.
But he only has a year left on his deal. So you're not absorbing the full thing. You just have to pay him what's left. And if you give up a Channing Frye
and I don't think Carmelo Anthony is the answer for the Cavs to be Golden State. So.
I mean, but who else are you gonna get? If you can't get a Paul George, if you can't get a Jimmy Butler, I think if you keep a Kevin Love and you find a way to acquire Carmelo without having to give up Kevin Love, that helps you. It makes the team better, in my opinion. It also gives you someone to have in the game.
I can see how that might make it better, but Melo and Kevin Love both lackadaisical on defense. Not really gonna do as much as it could. It would help them a lot more if they was able to somehow, if this was somehow just a rumor and they still have full intentions on getting Jimmy Butler and Paul George.
I
think that's definitely the much better move.
I think that's their best bet. Getting either Jimmy or Paul, I think that would help them tremendously on the defensive end and the offensive end. But
definitely,
if you can't, you have to think of other options. But right now, guys, that's our rumor report. We got it via Bleacher Report and via ESPN saying that the Cavs are no longer pursuing Jimmy Butler and Paul George. So we're going to keep you updated. This is a, developing situation when it comes to the Cavs and who they're trying to get. So that wraps it up. If you guys like this video and you enjoyed our insight, please give it a thumbs up and leave in the comments, what do you think? Do you think that this is a really bad thing for the Cavs that they're no longer pursuing Jimmy Butler and Paul George? Do you think they should pursue Carmelo Anthony? What moves do you think they should take to bolster their team and have a better shot at taking down Golden State next year? So leave that in the comments. We'd love to read them. And also, guys, if you like NBA talk, if you like to hear about NBA news, rumors, discussions, hit that subscribe button. And when you do, hit the bell next to it so you're part of our Noto squad or notification squad. So you know every time Chris and I are down in the basement talking hoops. So that's it for today's video, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.